a pleasure seeing with you. There was something you were trying to show me before we started. There's something outside your window, isn't there?
It's the
Oh,
beginning. Do you see it?
I see it.
It's
Wow.
Christmas. Castle. All
Yeah,
we're
you see,
missing.
yes. You see, I just got the picture one behind here, but it's an amazing thing having the holiday season celebrated at Casa Loma. We were just speaking too before we started because it was the first question I wanted to ask you. How do you guys do this going from Halloween and everything that I've seen? Okay, because I was there this year, and it's amazing. How do you switch from Halloween to what we get to see at the castle? Do you actually talk to Santa Claus and get his elves to come down and do this? Because I don't know how you can flip it so quickly. I couldn't do this Christmas tree as quickly as you guys do it.
I think even Santa's elves are stretched when they're here helping us do this flip. They say, no, no, Santa, I was good. Don't send me there. Because, when we're doing Legends of Horror, we're always like, we got to make it bigger and better and, add more stuff from last year. And then when it comes to October 31st happens, Halloween happens, and the next day we go, oh, why do we put so much stuff here? We have to rip it out. And then we've got to put in Christmas, and Christmas happens all through. It happens inside and outside of the castle. So we're just, I think, about 90% done wrapping all of the trees and lights in the lower gardens. It's insane. Every tree, basically. We've had situations where our staff have gotten sort of tangled in the lights and wrapped into trees. It's really it's a thing. From the pavilion to the lights that are going up in the lower gardens, to our Scrooge house where we're telling the Scrooge story, to the tunnels, which are starting to look amazing. So they're no longer frightening and terrifying. They're now moving into a really glittery, sparkly Christmas theme. Our Great Hall tree, 25-footer, all lit up in whatever theme we have for this year. I don't want to give it away. It's just amazing how we do that flip, and we do it in basically, it takes a week to pull out Legends of Horror and 3 weeks to put in Christmas at the Castle and holiday lights, and then we're bang on for the next month. It's amazing.
Let's get to some of the fun. And you just mentioned something, but my ears just perked up in my eyes. The telling of the Scrooge story. Can you go right into that, please?
Yeah. So every year, our haunted house is converted at Christmas to, we call it the Scrooge house, because we tell this story of the Christmas Carol, and through panels and visuals. And so kids can walk through and they can read the story. I don't know if kids can read anymore, but let's hope they can. So we get them reading, but we also have visual panels and vignettes so that they can get this story of the Christmas story. And of course, because we do still like our little ghosts and haunty things, there's, the ghost of Christmas past, present, and future. And so we like to tell that story. It's a little different this year because we're moving. We're not using the actual haunted house space. We've actually have moved the Scrooge house to a different part of the property. So guests will be walking a slightly different path from what they've done previously, because we're doing a little restoration on the west side of the castle. So exterior work that we have to do. So we've changed the path a little, but all the greatness is still there. And that's a really cool segment to reach out and walk through, and a great way to revitalize that story, revive that story for people.
Now you go from story to song, deck the halls. There's something with that. What's going on?
Well, so if I backtrack a little, we go in through the Davenport gates for Holiday Lights. So Holiday Lights is the nighttime outdoor program. Right. So you go in through the gates, you walk straight along and go through that forested, tree-wrapped lights. We've got fairies down there. We've got fairy princesses. We've got Yetis. We've got all kinds of stuff. You walk up into the pavilion where we have a bunch of different holiday vignettes and some fabulous animatronics. I don't know if you remember singing penguins from last year. They're amazing. Great vignettes. So I call the pavilion like this selfie. It's like a selfie dream for holiday pictures. It's the best place to walk through and see every holiday vignette imaginable. We have fire guy, magicians, stilt walkers, carolers, all in the lower gardens with amazing lights, the fountains all lit up. We've got hot chocolate, apple cider, beignets as you're doing your walk, and then you walk up the Rose Arbor path into the Scrooge house where you get that Christmas Carol story, and then you'll go into the castle to go through our tunnels, which are beautifully decorated and have other amazing vignettes and great animatronics in the spaces that would have looked haunted or frightening for legends are now all part of Santa's workshop as we're building, building, building toward the end where we have a letter writing station where kids can write letters to Santa, and Mrs. Claus will help, and she will deliver those letters to them, to directly to Santa. I mean, she sees the guy. And then into the carriage house, which is transformed, and where Santa comes, so that the kids can whisper their Christmas wishes to him. Families can take pictures, and that is the Holiday Lights tour.
Okay, now I might be too big to sit on Santa's lap, but can I write a letter to Santa Claus? Am I okay to do that?
You're absolutely okay to do that, and I think that you can sit on Santa's lap too. He's got a
Ah!
magic lap. You can go whisper your Christmas wish to him as well. And speaking of which, we also are collecting gifts for Chum. So anybody who comes to the castle, if they can bring a new and wrapped gift that we can put in the box so we can donate it to the kids, we would dearly love to do our part. We do really well every year with that. And which brings people inside, which brings me to program 2, which is Christmas at the Castle. That's our daytime interior Christmas program. So we have our 8 designers from all over the city who've come in and have each decorated a tree in one of our exhibit spaces in themes of their own choosing. Those design trees are beautiful to look at. They're a big draw. We've got some great designers, Cheryl Terranova, Jimmy Connolly, a list of really fabulous people. We've got Frank Ferragini, Frankie Flowers from BT, who's helping us. Yeah, with our decor. So the Great Hall tree has been decked out in what we call Barbie Royale colors. It's a 25-footer in the Great Hall. It's stunning to look at. It's all ready to go. And then during the daytime, from basically the programs run from 11 to 4. We've got a night before Christmas. I'll tell you a bit about that. Our Majinks, our magic show, our aerialists who come in and just climb up those silks in front of the Great Hall tree in different times during the day. Night before Christmas is a fabulous show with really telling a story of 2 brothers who are helping Santa by delivering gifts to Santa's workshop so that they can be distributed on the holidays. And they argue a lot. And these guys are knights. And so they end up in a little bit, they're a little bit resentful and they don't quite have the right Christmas holiday attitude. And these guys swashbuckle. They fight with swords.
Oh, wow.
And real swords, real maces, all the real tools until we get our frozen ice queen who comes out and admonishes them. And that is our opera singer, Sarah Papini. And she is basically our singer in residence, our opera singer in residence. She's amazing. So she's going to sing a couple of well-known holiday tunes. So Josh Groban's Believe. I think they're going to do Reindeers Are Better Than People. And she's going to sing something from Frozen. Just amazing. So it's a great show as she brings the Christmas spirit forward to them. That show, our magic show, which the kids love, and the aerialist. And then we have a number of mascots and other favorite holiday themed characters through the castle during the day. So that's a whole different program that's running basically from December 1st till January 6th on select dates.
And of course, if you got the family or you're just a couple there and you're hungry, there's also the restaurants you can go to.
Absolutely. The cafe is open during the day, and in the evening, the cafe will be open now. And then we also, as I said, we have the cider and the hot chocolate and the beignets, but Blue Blood is open. And
that's what I'm talking about. Blue.
I know, it's a little bit of steak and potato because you need to eat well when you're going to be outside in the cold. And there's some great VIP packages that Blue Blood are putting on as well. And so I think that's going to be fantastic. They're also doing New Year's Eve at the castle. So they're expanding Blue Blood for New Year's Eve. It'll take over the library and the maestro, and the Casa Loma Symphony Orchestra will be performing on New Year's Eve. So if you're looking, like, what better place to be than in the Great Hall with a 26-footer tree, looking out the window and seeing the CN Tower and the fireworks all the way over in Lake Ontario with the backdrop of the orchestra. playing, ringing in the new year. The greatest, the greatest steakhouse in the country. You just can't go wrong with that.
And if you decide you want to get somebody an early Christmas gift, that would be it. Buying tickets for that for New Year's. What a way to keep things going at the castle. This sounds so amazing. I don't know how you folks do it. Look, as we are slowly wrapping up, can you give us a little hint of some of the fun to look forward to in 2024?
Oh, 2024. Oh my goodness, we have so much for you. Well, starting though, we have Twilight Symphony that starts in February. So we've just got the bleak month of January where everybody's depressed and paying their Christmas bills. And then we've got to get right at it because Valentine's Day is coming and you need to be at the castle for Candlelight Symphony. March break program, Imagine Dragons will be coming out. We're going to have some special stuff happening in April as well. And right on to Symphony and Soul in the City with Canada's Walk of Fame next summer.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much for this. Cannot wait to be at the castle. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, all the best to you and yours and everybody at Liberty Entertainment and, of course, at Casa Loma. Thank you so much. Cannot wait to see everything that's happening over the holidays, especially everything you guys do in 2024. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Rudy. All the best of the season to you too.